Yes, we've been saying for a long time that there are gaps in terms of the government's response to foreign state-backed interference and intimidation in Canada. We've been hearing from people from many different backgrounds, different communities that have been highlighting this. And that's why we put forward an Opposition Day motion calling on the government to put in place and to articulate a clear plan across the board for responding to this kind of interference and intimidation. Following that, I put forward Motion 55 on the same issue. These things haven't had the government's support. The government hasn't responded effectively to these challenges at all. And it's been clear in the testimony we've heard at the Canada-China Committee that we're not responding seriously or effectively to these issues as we should. And as a result, there's a lot of fear among victims and potential victims of this kind of activity. Well, when I look at the election coming up, we know that there are foreign states that will try to influence the outcome of the election. And we know that some of those foreign states see the principled positions that our party is taking and will not want us to succeed as a result of it. We also know that there are many Canadians who see and appreciate the principled stands that we are taking. And I think our party and our approach on this issue in particular has a great deal of support within the Chinese community. There are cases, unfortunately, of intimidation or of threats, and that may influence people's willingness to speak out loudly about their support for that approach. But we are hearing that there is a lot of support, especially, by the way, in our commitment to combating that kind of interference and really making sure people here in Canada are safe, regardless of their background, are safe from that foreign threats and intimidation. So there is no doubt that there will be those efforts, but I am confident that our approach will resonate, including with the Chinese community. Well, I think there are many things the government needs to do to combat foreign state-backed interference and intimidation and protect victims. One of them is to provide better support to victims in terms of them knowing where to contact, having that kind of one-stop shop and window of service, and being able to have the capacity to provide all that support that victims require so that they can speak out with confidence that their rights will be protected here in Canada. We need to have an absolute zero-tolerance policy for diplomats that are in any way involved in intimidation, interference, or even the kind of monitoring that can lead to that. We haven't had that in the past. This was a recommendation of the Canada-China Committee very clearly to communicate to foreign diplomats that this kind of behavior will not be tolerated. And people should be expelled right away when that kind of behavior is taking place. And there's other things we need to do in terms of security operations, strengthening our capacity, monitoring these kinds of threats, and certainly the government should be taking advice from our security experts on these things.